Hello everyone. In this video session, I'll be doing a mini tab activity titled Basic Graphs. First of all, you should be going to your D12 shell, then click Math 1530, then click on Content, and then go ahead and click on Mini Tab and Calculator Assignments. Then go ahead and click on Activity 1 Basic Graphs. When you do that, you will see two documents over there. A Word document titled Activity 1 Basic Graphs and a mini tab file titled 1530 Student Data. Go ahead and download these two on your laptop or desktops. To do that, click on this downward arrow and then click on Download. I've already downloaded it, so now that I'll just show you where it is. So I have downloaded it on my desktop. So I'm going to just go ahead and double click on the data file. So when you open up the data file, what you see is a lot of columns which have been filled by data, and these are the data for Math 1530 student data set. What we're going to do is we are going to work on the problems which are given in the activities. So go ahead and open up the activity which I've already opened up. So here are the questions which are given to us. We will work on these questions. We're going to look at histograms of all the heights and then go ahead and follow the rest of the questions. Okay, so let's look at that. The first thing is we're going to look at the heights. So we're going to do a histogram as according to the question. So let's click on Graph and Histogram. And by default, the symbol is highlighted. Just go ahead and click OK. A small window opens up with the blinking cursor under Graph Variables. So it says, what variable would you like to have a histogram for? As the question saying height, so double click heights and then just go ahead and click OK. So clearly you see the height graph over here. Now notice what's happening. You're looking at height in inches and you have a height of, the graph shows 420. Okay, that's really too, it's not right. We all agree with that. And it's a too big number. We have around 120, kind of really makes us think not kind of a good number here for us in terms of heights. And then we have around 0. You can't have height of 0 inches. So that means something is not right. We have to go and look at what the matter is. And that's what the next question is talking about. So the next question says you have to remove these strange data values. But before we start the next question, let's look at the first question. It says what the histogram we had. It says save this histogram as an image and paste it below. Okay, so go ahead and click on this histogram. What happens is there's a little downward arrow on the right top corner. Click on that. Then go ahead and click Copy Graph. And then go and open up the Word document you had. Take your cursor beneath this number 1A and then just right click and paste. And there you have your image here. And notice you can actually play with the dimensions. You can use the arrow key to make it small, make it big, whatever you guys like. And then just go ahead and answer the other questions. Is it reasonable? What do you think should have caused the strange data values? Remember, these data values were taken from our student body long time ago. They were the students of Math 1530 data sets. Okay, so as the next question was talking about removing these strange data values, how are we going to do it? Let's once again go back to our mini tab file. Now we're going to go and see, because remember height has some values which is not seems right to us. Okay, what are we going to do is we're just going to basically take this column and put it in a separate sheet and see what the problems are. What you're going to do is first you're going to click on data then click on Sort, and a new window opens up, and by default the first column is kind of little square box you see over there. What you need to do is you have to fill this one with the height because you want to sort this data set. So double click and do not do anything on the increasing decreasing, just let it be as it is. Now we only want to sort this column, so what you're going to do is columns to sort and say specified column and says which column. So take your cursor over there and double click. Now where would you like to locate this column? The best one is, so that you don't make mistakes, you say in a new worksheet, and you can title this worksheet, say corrected histogram. Click OK. And now notice we have this new worksheet has been created, and this has only the column we are looking for. And now when we look more deep here in this column, we find heights which says 5 inches. So remember, this data set was filled up by our students, old students, when they were given this survey. Now they did not look into the units, they just thought it was feet, they wrote 5 feet. It's so obvious, but that's not what we are looking for, so we have to remove these anomalies. So we click on the 5 and then just go ahead, click, press the shift button and then just move the cursor down and see where. Okay, so I went a little fast. Okay, oops. Okay, so I just have to go a little slowly. Okay. Okay, just take it slow. So this one, I'm just going to highlight this till 17 at this point, and then delete the cells. And then once again, click on this one, go to 5.6, again delete. Okay, then the delete, edit, delete cells. Okay, now we are almost there. So 6.2, and yeah, 30.11 is quite very, in a normal, it's not kind of a normal height range in inches, so we're going to remove that. And now we have the right heights from 51, it starts from here, but remember we were also seeing heights here. If you go back, 420, that's not right, so that means this is a big number. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and go to the data set which is down and see where this number of around 420 is coming up. Oh, there it is. So we have some missing data values. We don't want that. We should remove it too. And then 411. 118 also is a very big number. We don't want that. It's around 9 feet. 86 is okay. We have some tall people too. Okay, so we delete the data cells. Now that looks good. So go ahead and now see how this histogram looks. So click on Graph, Histogram. Once again, simple. Okay. Now remember, I have opened up only the worksheet called Corrected Histogram. So there's only going to be one variable. So it's by default here. Now we can also, write some changes, like how would we like to annotate it. So titled, I would like it to be, say, Corrected Histogram. If you want the footnotes, I'm going to write my initials of my name, RKS, and then I say OK. And then again OK. So notice we have a nice little histogram, much more better than the previous one. Once again, you got to save it. Click on this graph on the top right corner, click on the downward arrow, and then just copy the graph and go to your Word document, And beneath it, we can, just let me just, oops. Okay. So I'm going to paste it here. Right click, paste option. So we have the corrected histogram. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the rest of the questions. I'll just got to describe the shape. Now that's what you have to write down because this is an activity. It is going to be graded for you. Now let's look at the next question. It says make a dot plot for the number of siblings all the students have. Okay. Now when we look at all this, now remember, by right now we were working on corrected histogram. It does not have number of siblings. It is the 1530 Math 1530 student data set which has it. So we need to work with this one. So make sure that you click on the Math 1530 student data set, and we are now going to make a dot plot. So once again, click on graph, dot plot, and we just want for all the number of all the siblings. Okay, so we will just click on 1y simple, just do OK, and go ahead. By default you will see a cursor under graph variables which is blinking. Take your mouse to C12, double click, it opens up. If you want to label it, you can do that. Title, say dot plots of dot plots of siblings. If you want a footnote, RKS, and do OK, then OK, and here you have the siblings. Okay, now the next question, it says is make a dot plot for the number of siblings the females have and a number of siblings the males have. Okay, now there are two, because this work I'm doing is on Windows, so you have to go by the Windows instructions. Okay, for this one, you're going to say click on graph, click on dot plot, then click on multiple y's, simple, okay. Then click on a graph variable. So it says what is the graph variable here? You see, you are the graph variable we're looking at is siblings, and then multiple graphs. And here by variables with group and separate, just put gender and click OK and OK. And here you have the dot plots of these siblings. Okay, so the next question, it says what is the dot plot? What is the approximate ratio of women to men? So you can just eyeball it here. Now let's go to the next one. It says make a pie chart of the gender variable. So we can click on okay, and remember you have to copy and paste. So once again you just click the downward arrow, copy the graph, and take it to your activity here and save this dot plot as an image. Just paste it over here. Okay, so let's go into the next question. Is basically making the pie charts of this gender variable. So go click on graph, pie charts is here. Now we're looking at chart counts of unique values. It's already by default there. Take your cursor to categorical, under the categorical variables, and then select gender. Now the question also says make sure you are labeling the slices with category name, frequency, and percent. Now in order to do that, click on labels. Oh, and then it's slice label. So you want the title to be, say say pie chart if you want. If you want a different whatever you want the title, but we're looking at slicing the labels. We want click category name, frequency, percent, and you can also draw a line from the label to the slice, and you say okay. And then again, oh, okay, so we got to do this, make sure it's gender, and then okay. So we have all the information over here. And then according to the pie chart, what is the approximate ratio? You're already getting numbers over here. You can do the math, pick up the math from here. And the next question says number 7, which is basically about bar charts. So let's look at this one. So next question is about bar charts of the housing status variable by gender. Okay, once again, we're going to go and click on our mini tab file, graph, bar charts. By, default, the count of unique values is there, and you're just looking at simple. Okay. And you're looking at you are looking at gender. So just click here, categorical, double click. And if you want to do labels, you can do the labels also here. Title, data labels, use Y value labels if you want. And footnote, this is a bar chart. If you want footnote here, that was for the title. And then click OK. So you have your bar charts over here. Then also it wants the bar chart, and so the last question is basically talking about bar charts variable by gender and commuters and students who are living in dorms. So once again, follow the instructions for Windows. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on graph, bar charts, and now we're going to look at clusters. Click on OK. Now categorical variables. When you're going to look at that one, what you're going to do is you're going to click on gender and then click on commuters and dorm and simply just click OK. So you have all the information. And now go ahead and do all these, pasting of all these images onto the activities and work on that. Thank you.